Vanakkam. All of us have gathered here for a very unique function and unique occasion which is being celebrated, in fact. On this very occasion of inauguration of this new premises, new building of Atulya, I congratulate the management, particularly Dr. Karthik, all his teammates who have been instrumental in coming forth and getting all these things in the place. On this very occasion, I am sharing the dais with Dr. R. Karthik Narayan, who is founder and managing editor of Atulya Senior Care, Thiru Srinivasan Govindaraj, founder and CEO Atulya Senior Care, Thiru Prasanna Nettrikkan, director Atulya Senior Care, Tirumati Krishna Kavya, founder and director Atulya Senior Care, all other senior doctors here, all other people, dignitaries, all those people who are taking care through this very hospital, in this care center, other dignitaries, Namaskaram, Vanakkam. It is my privilege to be amongst you. If I say these words, you will feel that these words are customary. Every person who speaks from this particular podium, he has to say that I am privileged to come here and see and address you all people. It is an honor for me. But keeping aside all those feelings, I feel that really this is my privilege and I feel honored. Why so? Because for last few years I have been attending many functions. I have been attending many inaugurations. I am invited for many inaugurations, seminars, conclaves. But this particular function is a different one. I have never attended such function in anywhere in the country, anywhere in my life. And that is the reason why I feel honored and I feel privileged. I know there are some old age homes. And initially I thought this is another old age home. There are many old age homes. And I always felt that old age homes are whatever care you take there, whatever sophisticated apparatus are there, all those old age care homes are ultimately these are old age homes. And these people who are there, I don't know how they are being treated or how they are feeling themselves. But when Dr. Karthik and his teammates met me in Lok Bhavan here few days back, and they were inviting me for this function, afterwards I was trying to understand what is this geriatric. I heard that word for the first time. And then I went to some research what it was. And it was not just synonymous to old age. It was something different. And that exactly Karthik and his team caught that what the difference was, and that was being implemented here. And for last 10 years, that difference could be seen here. It is just not an ordinary or other old age home. This is not just another one. This particular facility for elderly people is different facility. What we were just, coming before to this function, I just went around. All our people, all the Karthik's teammates, they just took me around the hospital, what it is, how is OT, where is the physiotherapy and all, everything was there, how the beds are prepared, how new innovations have been introduced there. And suddenly it came to my mind, and I asked this question to Karthik and all those people, whether in our medical education there is any subject for geriatric care. He said no. See how pathetic we are. We are not just bothered about there is something called such thing, and which has to be attended by all of us, which needed some attention to it. We were so much careless. But there are some people in the society, they know how to have get good name and fame and money also in their profession, but still they are different, doing something that all others have not done. And that is what these people have done. It is routine for all of us. It is routine for all of us to do, to pave the way which has been on which path many have walked now. But it is difficult to pave the other way, a different way. That is what I could see here. And this particular people in how we are very proud in the whole world now and call ourselves that we are a very youth nation. We are a youth country. Youthfulness is there. But after few years, what will be our fate? Are we ready to call ourselves an elderly country, elderly nation, for which the care has to be taken? Dr. Karthik was giving us the statistics, how world looks and how we are looking at all this problem. We have to be prepared for this. We have to be. We all have to be having all this knowledge and facilities for our elderly people. When we talk about elderly people, there are many things which come to our mind. How our elderly people are being treated in different houses. Of course, that is a societal problem. That problem has to be dealt with. How our young generation is treating the elderly people in the houses. That is again a different problem. It needs something else, some separate therapy for this. To treat our younger generation, to tell them that the elderly people in your house are equally good and they are important, they have to be taken care of. That is a different way, but it has to be done. Tomorrow nobody should tell us and speak about us. In a particular house, the elderly people are not being treated properly. Nobody should say so. Tomorrow we will be also elderly people. How our children will be treating us, that also should be there in our minds. But that treatment and this therapy here are two different things. It has to be answered in a different way. It has to be answered. Because many a times when old age homes, this is little bit deviation from the today's topic, but when old age homes, they are flourishing in our country, flourishing in our cities, is it a proper answer to our problem? Is it the answer that yes, we must provide more and more facilities to elderly people? Are these elderly people are they not have a rightful residence in their own houses? Along with their younger children? This brings out one more emotional, societal problem before us. How our younger generation treats our elderly people. There has to be some answer to this. Answer to this is not necessarily old age home. Answer to this has to be my own home itself. That is one way to look at this problem. But this particular place is not an old age home. When I was just going through around all the facilities, I found that this particular facility is based more than the apparatus and all those facilities available, it is dependent upon the human touch, which is very much necessary. You may be having all skill and talent and knowledge, but if you don't have that human touch, everything is of no use. We have to have that humanity within us. I may be having many more degrees, and I will be scaling high in all different categories in the society, different issues in the society. But if I don't have that particular human touch, and if I many times act as inhuman, what will be the society looking at us? How they will be treating us? I just tell you one example which happened to me. Many times I tell this while underlining what is humanity and what is human touch. I was governor in Himachal Pradesh, and that time I was traveling from Shimla, the capital city of Himachal Pradesh, to some other place in the university. For some function we were traveling, it was about 2.5 hours drive. And it was something boring journey, though Shimla and Himachal Pradesh is a beautiful place. But still we were traveling, and suddenly my ADC, who was sitting at the rear seat, he asked me one question. Sir, I want to ask you one question. Can I? I said, ask, so that I also wanted some change in the whole atmosphere. He asked me one question. How to become a good politician? Suddenly I was taken aback. How to become... I know why you are laughing. Any politician is... Please forgive me. Because nowadays, good and politician, these two words are opposite words. So he asked suddenly, sir, how to become a good politician? I was a little bit confused over this. But in my earlier years, I was also a politician. I was president of Goa Bharatiya Janata Party. I was speaker in Goa. I was minister in Goa. And in that capacity, I was a politician. So I knew some tricks. So I recovered from that question immediately. Politicians have that trick. They recovered from any situation and they answer you anything. I recovered from that, and I asked my ADC, who was SP IPS officer, I asked him, tell me, is there any good IPS officer? Is there any good IAS officer? Is there any good judge? Is there any good chartered accountant? Is there any good doctor? He was confused now. He told me, sir, what are you asking me? I said, that is exactly the answer is in this question. There is nothing called good politician. There is nothing called good doctor. There is nothing called good judge or a good lawyer or a chartered accountant or an IPS officer. There is nothing called good IAS officer. To be a good doctor, to be a good IPS officer, to be a good IAS officer, to be a good judge, basically you have to be a good human being. If you are not a good human being, everything is of no use, useless. We all have to be at heart basically human. We cannot pretend to be human. We have to be at heart human. Then only everything that I have, skill and talent and experience, will be working in the help of society. That is what we need. In today's society, we are becoming inhuman day by day. We have to become human. If I am not a human person or a human at my heart, I am of no use. Even a good politician can be good if he is a human. So that humanity is required in our hearts to do anything in the interest of society, in the service of our country, in the service of our people. And I tell you very frankly, I could see that humanity here. I could see that. I could experience that. That humanity is very much here. I am not interested in your degrees or your courses and your talent and this. If you are a good human doctor here, if you are a good therapist here, if you are a human person here, that is sufficient to take care of anybody. That is sufficient. That is what we need here. And that is what we saw here. That is what we experience here. For this, I am very much thankful to every person who is running this facility, very big facility, this care. Every person, may he be doing a very small job, but because of his contribution, from bottom of his heart, this particular facility stands upright. That is what we require. Many a times when I go to functions, and here also, the organizers introduce me, and while asking me to come for a lecture or a speech, they say, we are very highly looking at you for a guidance or message or something of that sort. I never give any guidance. I am not of that stature. I cannot give a message. But one thing, sure, wherever I go there for a function or a program to take some message for myself. And I have taken that message from here. It is not that I will be giving you message. The message of humanity has to be taken from here. The message of service that has to be taken from here. And that I got. I have not come here to deliver any message. I have come here to see if I can get some message, and in my rest of life I can do something for the people. I got that message from this particular function because all of you, that's all I wanted to say. Namaskar, Vanakkam.